Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit. But
It's Kermit.
You're saying
like
not to
frog?
do...
Yeah,
wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
My wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I'm Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. As you can see, I have a very large microphone in front of me. I bought a new microphone for today. That's how important it was to me. Today is such an important show. We stand behind women here. We're all about like female entrepreneurs, women that are making things happen in the world, just women and people. I'm a people person, I think. I don't know. I don't like to actually do anything on the weekend. I have like 9 plans this weekend. I can't believe it, 9 when I don't want to do anything really. It's just so difficult during the week, just thinking of Kermit and Friends. Oh, how can I make this a great show this weekend? How can I really make it powerful? But it's really laying itself out for me. So when you just allow things to come in, God just really paves the way for you. So I'm just so excited about the show today. I have a new co-host called Wheezy. Wheezy is here. Wheezy, how does it feel to be co-host?
I love it. It's like kind of my first official week, and so I'm really nervous, but I think I'll do good.
Yeah, so something I noticed is that I'm not the only one that noticed that you're co-host. Other people did too, and people have been talking about it. I have a clip of someone commenting about you being co-host named Kleenex.
Here's a guy that I cannot fucking stand. I'm going to cover him real quickly because I hate this fucking guy. First of all, this guy's a junkie. He's unemployed. He's a nothing and nobody and no talent, and he's an ass kiss. And he's another guy that's madly in love with Elisa that will do her dirty work, and come after anybody that opposes her. He's a fucking complete moron. Cannot stand him. I'm only showing you why I can't stand him. Very quickly. Won't be very long, believe me. I cannot stand this guy.
That are here contributing, I really appreciate, and I do need a co-host. I thought that guy Red Bar was coming on. I don't know what happened to that.
I'll get a haircut. I know my hair is crazy. I'll get a better haircut.
I like your hair. Hold on, I'm getting a caller. Yes, Eric.
I just wanted to tell you, Elisa, that this is the best show yet. This is by far my favorite show so far, and you've never looked more beautiful on stage. It's like every time I see your show, it's
Am I missing a stage? Crazy fuck Eric who sticks pins up his ass and
I think this guy's jealous. That's what I'm thinking.
I think so too.
Yeah,
If you remember, he's the guy that I first came on the show to talk about because I was so appalled by his behavior.
Terrible behavior all the time.
Yeah. And he seems to know so much about me. It's insane.
It really does seem like people are jealous of you, Weezy, but don't let that get you down.
I won't.
You won't let any words get to you. You're thick-skinned, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm tough.
Okay, good. So I got a tough co-host. Okay, so everybody sit tight because on the show today is a tremendous woman. Her name is Cathy. I was told about her from many people. Okay, she's the president and founder of a company called Hall of Fame Financial. Okay, she started in the insurance industry in 1999, learning from some of the industry greats at Prudential, Life, USA, Allianz, and Thrivent Financial. She was also able to have the opportunity to talk to literally thousands of clients, agents, as well as several marketing organizations across the country. As a licensed and certified CE instructor, she has conducted hundreds of seminars, webinars, and workshops on topics surrounding the financial literacy. Okay, so she's very literate financially. Okay, so Cathy's experience has equipped her with all the necessary skills to align the appropriate opportunities and education for each individual player, their families, and the general public. She has a passion for sports. So here's something, right? So our show here conflicts with football, okay, which is annoying because I don't really like football, but Cathy likes football. She's in the football world. She knows football players. Her passion for sports, specifically the Minnesota Vikings football, and learning about the physical and financial problems of retired athletes. I heard like a very high percentage of retired athletes go broke. And I was very curious about that. So I'm going to ask her that question. That's what brought the idea of Hall of Fame Financial to light. Her many connections with advisors and insurance carriers, as well as athletes and celebrities, help bring the connections to support the mission of creating educational tools and partnerships that will enable people to live out their lives in their homes longer without outliving their income. See, that is something we should all be worried about, outliving our income, right? So Cathy, she has 3 wonderful sons. This past year, she spent the majority of the year helping her aging parents in Eastern Kentucky, as well as in their summer home. That sounds nice. Okay, so this is a good person who's going to help us financially. She's going to teach us about football. She's a woman. She has a podcast. Everybody, welcome to the show, Cathy.
Wow. Don't say anything else. Just say more, okay? So good to see you.
I'm so happy that
I'm sitting up at the summer home in the fall, and it's going to be winter pretty soon. So very nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. I was so excited. Like I said, I bought this new microphone just for you coming on the
I'm so jealous, and I'm so touched too.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I really admire, what you've done in the industry. It's a hard industry to be in finance. I'm also in finance, and I know it's like a male-dominated industry.
Good old boys network. Good old boys network is what I call it.
Yeah. So how do you navigate that world? How do you navigate that, it being primarily men? Did you ever work in like a big office with just tons of guys in it?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? You do. Here's like one of my first experiences in the industry where it dawned on me that it was male dominated. I was with Life USA, and I was on the marketing team, and an agent called in, and I said, thank you for calling. He goes, transfer me to a man. And I go,
No.
Everybody's on the phones right now. I'm sure I can help you. And
oh no.
He's like, no, I want to talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about. And I go, I do have my life and health in 6 and 63. I think I can help you. He goes, no, get a man. I didn't just get a man. I got the CEO of the company. And he came over and got on my phone. He goes, okay, you want the man? You got the man. Here you go. And guess what? If you think I'm stupid enough to hire somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about, you're not going to do business with us. And he had completely cut up his contract. He's like, you know what? You're not working with us ever.
Really?
And that's when I realized, I'm like, talk to a man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Who wants to talk to them anyway?
Yeah. So I was just blown away. So So where are you
Wow.
located? I see beautiful scenery behind you.
So I'm in California, Los Angeles.
Jealous.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You should visit us. We have
I
Kermit
will.
and Friends parties once in a while, and we always accept new Kermitarians. That's what we call the new people here. So just so happy to have you.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
So
During football, by the way.
I know.
It
So are
is-
you like a tremendous football fan? Is that where this all comes from? You working with these athletes?
You know, here's what was crazy. So I was doing workshops and seminars for agents.
Okay.
And I was traveling all over the country, and then all of a sudden I took a different position and I wasn't traveling anymore. So then I started creating my own workshops, and I got these guys to agree to have me and one of the former Minnesota Vikings show up for a workshop to talk about retirement. So as a group of people getting ready to retire, and we called it Don't Get Benched during retirement. And it was a meet and greet. Bench warmer Bob Lurtsma from the Vikings, old guy, purple people eater days. But that was 13 years ago. Listen, I heard for the first time then when he got up and spoke that 78% of NFL players are broke within 5 years. And that was really eye-opening for me, because I was in the industry of helping people with their income and keeping it, you know. So that's where the idea first started. And then I started working with different athletes. And what was nice about it, because a lot of these guys, because they don't have much money, they love the opportunity to show up at events. And so I had, licensed agents paying these guys to show up and tell their story.
So they're broke? These former NFL players are just completely broke at this point. What did they do with that money? Where did it go?
Well, okay, so if we look at some of the first guys, I mean, they didn't make very much. Like a friend of mine that played for the Broncos and won 2 Super Bowls, his first year in the NFL, he made $60,000. If you're not a first-round draft pick, first of all, you're not making that big amount of money. But a lot of them, I mean, when they do get the money, they're just not brought up knowing it. So they literally, buy mom a house.
Mm-hmm.
They just go crazy. I mean, it's like lottery winners. Lottery winners are broke within 5 years, aren't they? I mean, so they spend all this money, but then their careers are short.
Right.
So they're not planning ahead of time. They're getting into bad investments. I don't know why, but most of them buy restaurants, and that's never a good investment. But
it isn't. Hold on, I'm getting a caller. But caller, hold your big questions just for about 10 minutes. What caller? What do you want?
I just wanted to touch on the topic of what she was discussing earlier about it being male dominated. I just wanted to know if she's experienced ever any sexual harassment or molestation at work with, being around all these men. If she has any Me Too moments that she can share. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good question. All right, Brain. That was a good question, Brain. I'm sorry that I almost discounted your question. Okay. Did you have any Me Too moments?
You know what? Yeah, I did. In fact, so when I was traveling all the time, I traveled alone, and I was in a different city every day when I was doing these different workshops. I did 4-hour-long Cathy shows talking about, the Allianz products. And I was in the East Coast, and it wasn't an agent, but there was some people there. I've never wanted to just sit in my room and hide. I'm a people person. I get out and talk to people.
Yeah.
And I literally, and I'm going to name drop here, and I hope he doesn't mind, but there was a celebrity golf tournament going on, and I was just hanging out with people, and I went to go call my sons to say goodnight and say prayers with them. And this one guy, I won't name him, but he was a former athlete, a quarterback, and he followed me into this room where I went to go call my kids, and I was in a position I wasn't going to be able to get out of. But Roberto Clemente Jr. came to my rescue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, so you were in your room.
I wasn't in my room. I was like, I went to a little different area at the hotel just to go call my sons and wish them good night and say their prayers. And yeah, this guy followed me. So that was like I got out of it. No, it wasn't Brett Favre.
Okay.
No, but no, I've had moments, and I just, I'm just able to get out of it. I've been really lucky.
So here, this is a good question. Okay, so February 30th asked the question, why protect the bastard? Because that's the big thing behind like the Me Too movement, right? Is women, they don't say anything because they're protecting the man. And then like 30 years later, like 40 years later, they decide, oh, now is the time to really get this guy and take away his career. Is it ever the right time for that? When is that time?
I think you should do it when it happens, for sure. I mean, nothing happened.
Okay.
So it could
have happened.
It could have.
Okay.
So that's why, it's like, I don't know. So nothing did. He just followed me. No.
So nothing happened. But it was enough that somebody
came in and saw that there's a possibility that something could. So
okay. Yeah.
And then I was walked to my room, so I was okay.
Okay, that's a fascinating question because
that really is. And you know what, though? I will tell you that I've seen it in the more so like with the insurance advisors and agents. It's like they get away from home and they go crazy and think that, they can just
agents like at like Allianz or
where
did you work? You worked Thrivent, Allianz.
Allianz. I mean, so the way that it works is these advisors are contracted with these different companies, and then they go to these events or they go to these seminars and workshops, and they just think that they can behave, in ways that they shouldn't.
And so they're sales guys, though, typically. So that's a certain type, for sure. Hold on, I just have another caller.
Sure.
Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hey, Lisa, this is Eric. I just wanted to compliment you on your charisma on stage, also your courage. That was so well said in the introduction, Cathy. And Cathy, you remind me of a story. I used to work in consulting. My first mentor, he dropped off to play in LA and worked in Phoenix with the MLB players. My buddy Jake and Ryan, they played for the Diamondbacks. Ryan went on to play for the Rockies and then the Angels. He married Miss Kelsey, Miss Texas USA later on in his career. But I remember I asked him, Cathy, I said, when you know it's a home run, Ryan? I'll never forget. He said, the moment it hits the bat. And when you're working with a client out there, Cathy, just like Ryan, he kept what he had, but he hit a stump in his career with the Angels. Came back. He said, I don't know what happened. But he had great financial figures, like my mentor Joseph, who had his own jet at the time. How do you know with a client when it hits the bat, when you know, okay, I can work with this person and I can help them keep what they have? Because I one time asked somebody at a network marketing company who was a huge home hater. I said, Ryan experienced this. He said, yeah, it's like you're being stripped of your identity when you leave the arena. You kind of intense. So, when do you know you're going to take on a client for real? And I know, Elisa, you also work with pretty high profile clients, also, don't you?
I mean, I take on any client pretty much. I mean, any person that wants to work with me. I mean, is there a reason why you would turn a client down, like Eric's saying?
Well, I don't see there's any reason to turn somebody down unless there's just like a personality mismatch. I mean,
well, when they have when they're mean and they're jerks and they think they know everything, that's when you turn them down.
Exactly. I mean, I don't care if you've got 50,000 or 500,000 or 5 million, It's like you want to help people protect and, create the legacy that they want.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, okay, so you have a lot of experience. You so nothing too bad happened to you. Sounds like
I've just, you just see the behavior and you just kind of just get away from it. I mean, like I said, that was like the only time where I really had to I could have had that happen.
Yeah. So I think you're single, right? Is that correct?
I am.
Yeah. Is that because you worked around so many men? You've kind of seen them in their natural habitat and you're like, ugh.
So I am single. I'm divorced. I've been taking care of my parents since January 31st of 2020.
Okay.
And so I had to go down to Eastern Kentucky. My dad had emergency brain surgery. And what was funny is, don't get me wrong, I was dating a lot and having a lot of fun. However, then I think that New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2019, we think, gosh, it seems like a long time ago already. But I just went, okay, I'm ready. I went through this long, drawn out, horrible divorce.
Yeah.
and I decided I had a lot of fun for like 7 years. And
yeah,
so I just
fun.
I decided,
is that fun with like who? Like, how'd you find the fun? Because that's something I'm having a problem with right now. Is finding that fun. I can't find any fun anywhere. It's just like I don't have fun. You know, I feel like I've done it all. So it's like, what would be fun for me now? Maybe someone bringing me food. That would be fun.
Food's always fun. Food's a great F word.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so I laid it out. I was like, okay, God, universe, I'm ready. I'm ready to. I love that, men in their natural habitat. I'm ready to meet my and. I don't need to get married again, but that person, like if I think of you, I think of that other person too. Like my parents, Don and Allie, they did everything together. They still do. They're still alive. But, I've got your fun. Who are these people? This is hysterical. I love it. But I was ready. And then God and the universe answered with that fucking pandemic and said, no, you're not. Sit back and think about yourself. And, just, I don't know, but I've been with my parents.
Yeah. So it's hard to like get any action when you're like with your parents, I would imagine. So yeah, that would not be a good.
It really is like, okay, so I'll just admit I'm probably good. I did have a little phone time this morning with somebody.
Phone sex?
I had to go into the other cabin. So we have the house and then we have the original cabin. There's no way.
Wow. I think Cathy, you might be my first Kermit and Friends guest to have phone sex before Kermit and Friends.
Yeah. It was,
because usually Kermit and Friends guests, they don't even wake up in time. Yeah. So they don't have time to be having phone sex.
I'm an early riser. Just so.
Wow. I admire you for that. I don't know how you got that going.
Yeah. It just kind of ring-a-ling-ling. But
question, was it a financial guy or a football player?
Actually, no, but a celebrity.
A celebrity?
A local celebrity in Minneapolis.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. A singer, but
wow. Respect, Cathy. Respect. Okay. So let's bring on some questions. I'm going to bring on my potential co-host, Yeezy. Wait, is his no?
Yeezy.
No, sorry, not Yeezy. Yeah, his name's Wheezy. Sorry,
Wheezy.
Wheezy, you're muted, Wheezy. Okay, there you go. So you ask Cathy a question, pertaining to football or
okay.
Or
yeah, I'm curious if it was Dan Marino.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
and the thing is here's what's even funnier. I don't even remember his name anymore. I don't even. But no, yeah, I had my phone sex with Prince. No, that was definitely not who it was this morning.
No.
I got a direct line to heaven. Thanks. But
that would be an interesting story. I think that would go viral. Here, let's take another question. T-Bob Love, he's COO. T-Bob, you're on with Cathy.
Hi, love the beard.
Yeah, thank you. So I heard you talking about investment a little bit ago. My sister happened to be one of the top 10 richest women in the United States in 2000 or in the 80s and 90s. She invested into she went to work for a tax company and she turned it into an investment company.
Wow.
And she was always successful. It was crazy. But outside of that, her daughters made millions of dollars. I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars running the top daycare in the United States.
That's wonderful.
So I was curious, outside of something like that, or you said restaurants is a slow or bad investment, pretty much can be. Apartments are also a very long-term investment. What would you suggest as far as maybe an energy company? And if so, which types of energy companies?
That's a good question, Bob. Great question.
That is a good question. That would be for you, Elisa.
Me?
That's your...
Yeah, Bob, see me after the show. That is a good question. Now we have Sharmin Smith, who actually suggested you as a guest. Sharmin, you're on with Cathy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, beautiful?
Fantastic. We actually have a mutual friend who told me all about you. She told me we were a lot alike, and I've seen a lot of comments today about how we look so much alike, so I think it's spectacular.
Oh, you two. Yeah, I'm like, now I'm kind of like, I was like, not me.
Yeah.
No, you
yeah,
two.
but you two
Everybody's
do
been
look a lot
commenting.
alike.
Yeah, actually, with blonde hair, I might be able to pass for
there we
you.
go.
Yeah. You've had a bunch of different podcasts. What kind of podcasts have you had?
Oh my gosh. Well, the F word. I was on one. Oh my God, you guys. I was on with this guy who was a former Bronco and he was a wrestler, Randy Thornton. And it was called this is how it started for me in the podcast world. He asked me to help him. And I went, oh, okay. And then all of a sudden he asked me to be on it. And it was called Get Your Swole On because he's known as Big Swole. And I was on and I had a little segment on it called The Financial 15. And I was not really paying attention one time. And he and the other guy that was on the show, the first 15 minutes was them talking about current sports. Then the second 15 was me I would always bring a guest on for the Financial 15. Well, they were talking about basketball and I'm just like looking at my phone, just not really paying attention, half listening. And all of a sudden I hear, what do you think, Cathy? What do I think? Stall tactic number one, right? And then I go, well, here's what I think, because I'm trying to remember what they were talking about. And I realized, oh yeah, they were talking about the best basketball player. I go, well, you're only the best basketball player if you have a movie like Space Jam.
Mm.
And they were like, you said Space Jam? I'm like, yeah, everything I know about basketball is from Space Jam. And it became a joke. And all of a sudden, all these people just started loving me. But yeah.
Yeah.
That was what it started with. So it was Get Your Swole On. And then they canceled his show and offered me another one. And I had New Era Talk. And then I had the F word.
You interviewed her on New Era Talk, November the 14th of 2017.
So with Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you talked to her about her business, about her dad, about her upcoming work with the Super Bowl. She worked, you knew her through the Super Bowl that was in Minneapolis in 2018.
Yes.
What kind of work did you do with the Super Bowl in 2018?
So one of my friends, Robert Griffith, who played for the Vikings, the Cardinals and the Browns, he has a backpack company called Zooks, Xoox.
Yes, she told me about that company. Yeah. Cute little purses.
Oh, their backpacks are just adorable. They're really, really cool. You guys check it out. Zooks.
Don't they have like Wi-Fi and stuff in them?
Zooksbags.com. And they had a zip line.
The zip line,
going
yes,
across. And so I was helping Griff with all the different events and things. And it was so flippin' cold. To have a zip line going across the Mississippi. I never did it. I was not going to do it.
I can't personally bring myself to even imagine how cold a zip line in Minnesota would be in February.
40 below zero wind chill.
No.
And I had some friends that went and then they got stuck in the middle. I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. But so I did a lot of that. So I went to a lot of different events. And then, I mean, it's funny, I was just reminiscing about that because we had the Super Bowl in Minneapolis and Griff got sick. And so he ended up leaving like 5 a.m. on Super Bowl Sunday. And so we had like a big Super Bowl party we were going to go to. Well, obviously, I wasn't going to go without him. And I had to go pick up all the Zooks bags. And so I ended up, don't miss first time. But I ended up having to go get all the stuff.
The full purses, I mean.
Check them out, zooksbags.com. But XOOX. But I ended up having to go pick up everything. And Super Bowl was going on. And I was stuck in my car, not watching the game. And I was having a tantrum. Huge. I was just like, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, okay, I did all this shit. I did all this running around. Worked my ass off and I'm sitting in traffic. I mean, it was just horrible. And I ended up calling this good friend of mine. I was literally just thinking about this because he just passed away on Thursday. But he's like, all right, meet me. Let's watch the game together. And so we watched it, at a bar. The Super Bowl's in Minneapolis and I wasn't even there to watch it.
What about the day before the Super Bowl? Did you go to any big parties the day before the Super Bowl?
Shoot, we went to so many of them.
She told me that you got her into a party the night before the Super Bowl, a Fanatics party.
Yes. God.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
You gotta remind me.
Her name was Zarina Hameen.
Gosh, I feel horrible. There were so many
I
people.
can send you some screenshots, some pictures. Maybe it'll draw your memory.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, maybe through Twitter. I could send them to you through DM. I'd like you to know who we're talking about because it will make the story flow a little bit easier.
Yes.
She told me a lot about you, and I'd like to confirm actually some of what she said. It's kind of been a source of problem for me over the last few years. Her story was just so complicated. Hold on just a second. When you followed me on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, I took it kind of as a sign from the universe that now was a good time to work this out.
I'm not quite sure.
It looks like we're no longer following each other on Twitter.
You know what? I'm hardly ever on Twitter.
Yeah.
So what did we do?
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Let me send you a screenshot with a picture of her so that you can probably put together who this is I'm talking about. It might make it easier for you if you can remember her.
Sharmin, do you want to give Cathy a little bit of your background and who you are?
Sure, absolutely. I'm an author. I wrote a fictional life story about politics, religion, and a reality TV show called Who Wants to Be President? The name of the book is called Taming the Titta. Titta is a Hawaiian word for an aggressive female personality who will fight you. She's really a strong woman for sure. I launched a campaign for president in June of 2018, and Zarina is actually somebody that I hired to be my campaign manager. Now, my number one issue in my campaign was the death penalty for pedophiles. And because of that, I drew a large number of survivors to my campaign. And Zarina was attracted to me because she was a survivor. She had been assaulted as a child, but also, according to her, at this fanatic Super Bowl party. She was drugged and assaulted at this party by 2 executives and 2 professional football players. And it was her belief that you knew the executive.
Zarina Hameen.
Mm-hmm.
That I do know her name.
Yeah. I've sent you one picture of her and her husband. Her husband was delayed that day because of weather problems, and her husband was unable to attend the party with her, told her not to go. And she went anyways. And something horrible happened to her at that party. And it was the worst story I've ever heard in my entire life. And she tried to get help, but was unable to. Celebrities, executives, the way that stands. It's my understanding she reached out to you and asked you for assistance in identifying one of the executives.
Yeah.
This doesn't sound familiar to you?
Nope. I do know that I got her tickets to go to the it was a Super Bowl party with Lance Sawyer. And let's see. But I was not there with her.
She said that you were there with her, that you went to the party with her, and that when she was drugged, she could tell she was drugged, and she looked for someone to help her, and you were the last face she saw before she went out.
Yeah, no, I wasn't even there with her. I was there with Robert Griffith. I got her tickets to go, and she went with one of her girlfriends.
One of her girlfriends. She gave me a picture of a couple of young ladies that she said were also at the party, were also drugged and raped at that party. Yeah. And 2 of them have committed suicide. So I am curious if one of the girls that is her friend is one of them. Like, this is the most complicated story I ever heard. The police were involved. According to her, she spoke with you and the police were going to be involved, and you were even going to be investigated by the police and speak to the police. You never spoke to the police?
Never spoke to nobody ever contacted me.
It's so strange that with all that happening that Cathy has maybe it was a different party. Could it have been a different party?
No, I know the party that I got her the tickets because she was mad that I didn't take her with me.
Well,
because I wasn't going to take her with me.
She said that you were sleeping with the executive that got her the tickets.
No, that's yeah. Okay, so here's what I'll tell you. Zarina, I learned, was very out there. Very out there. I don't know about, I mean, she was raped by so many different people, she said, over the years. I remember her telling me that, but I didn't take her with me to the parties. I got her tickets. I gave her tickets, and she was staying with some people in an Airbnb that she was taking with her, because I wasn't taking her with me, and I was not sleeping with any executive from anything at all.
Yeah.
Robert Griffith is my friend. He and I went. The person who was having the party was, it was Talance Sawyer's party. We went, and it was way out there, and we didn't stay long, and we left. And I didn't even see her when I was there. So, I mean, honestly.
That was your campaign manager, Sharmin?
No, it was my campaign manager.
Wow.
Yeah, I hired her as my campaign manager. She told me this story. It became really intense after she identified somebody I knew as one of the executives who assaulted her.
Wow.
She really felt like it was the universe that brought us together, because how else would I ever know you and this executive in this story? It was really intense.
Yeah.
I just sent you a screenshot of Zarina through the direct messages and Twitter.
Well, it
I
sounds
also
like she does
sent you-
remember her. She
Yeah,
sounds
she
like
does
she
remember her.
who she is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I sent you
Yeah.
also a phone number, which I had believed at one point in time belonged to your business. I actually called this number December of 2018 after I heard this story. But this number now, when I reversed phone searched it,
Yeah.
it's now registered to The Storm. ZHE, The Storm. Yeah, like the storm is coming. Yeah, so if you could look and tell me if you recognize this phone number at all, if it's ever been associated with you.
Yeah, let me see. Let me look at my Twitter.
Okay. While she's looking for that, let's just bring on
Yeah.
Bob. He has an interesting. Hold on one second, Sharmin. Bob, you had an interesting view that you typed in the private chat. What is that view?
I don't know which time you're talking.
Just now. You
if
just
you're
typed
talking,
it. Just...
Oh, okay. Yeah, about Sharmin's loony manager. She's apparently thinks everybody she's ever maybe gonna meet has raped her. Apparently, she's a loony bin. And I've been learning a lot about her myself, and I think there's something definitely wrong upstairs.
Yeah. I don't know that person that she's with at all.
That's her husband. He fraudulently signed his name to one of my campaign checks. I don't know his real name.
And that's a number I've never seen before either.
A number you've never seen before.
No, I didn't let her be near my player. I just didn't want her around my players.
So do you think she was looking for trouble, Cathy? Does that happen because of the money involved? So there's two sides of this.
She came to Minneapolis because how did I meet her? But she was on the radio show with Mike and I. Oh, because she put Mike on her magazine.
Her magazine.
She had that magazine. So that's how I met her with Mike Darrow. Because, oh my God, I would talk to Mike about some of these crazy stories, because she would call me and say she just got raped. And I'm like, well, where's your husband? Oh my God, I could find, you know what? I wonder if I still have text.
Crazy. Okay, find the text. Kermit and Friends.
Find the text. I'm trying to find this woman. Because I have the craziest story you've ever heard in your entire life.
All right, go ahead, Sharmin. I just hung up. Go ahead.
No. The stories that she told me, the details that she gave me, she told me a lot of things about your personal life, right? You can see the lights of Paisley Park from your home, right? She tells a lot of stories, and I truly believed her until some point in time when she couldn't produce documentation. Everything went chaotic. The police were involved. They eventually told me that the details of the night did not take place as she had explained. And
Manager.
at some point in time, I came to the belief that I just hired a psycho who was just creating drama to destroy my life.
It was so funny because the way you said her name, it didn't register, but Zarina Hameen.
Z.
Man, no. You know what? Because she said she was there to do some work for like the Super Bowl stuff. She said she had stuff signed, set up.
With all those concerts, whatever it was with those concerts.
Yeah, it was the with Talance Sawyer, but I mean, she wasn't doing any work. I just got her tickets.
Wow. So don't give free tickets out, right? I think that's the moral to the story, Cathy. Don't give any free tickets to anyone.
Wow.
Have them purchase tickets. They need to purchase.
My gosh. So, wow. No, that's crazy. I noticed she was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So that will happen though. But if you have anybody in a position of power and money, people will try to attach themselves in any way possible. So I don't want to say it's difficult because there's two things going on here. One, it's somebody is claiming that they've been raped and drugged. So do you think there's no truth to that at all? You think it's a crazy person?
I think it's a crazy person. I mean, I think that there is something wrong with her. For real. I mean, maybe somewhere down the line, but I mean, she accused so many people when I would talk to her.
Yeah.
Because she'd call me from Philadelphia and I'm like, well, where's your husband? It was just the weirdest thing. And then I think, I could find the texts and stuff from it. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's super interesting to me because, you don't want to say this person's lying, right? You don't want to say that. But then if they have a history of this, it just doesn't look good. It's like, why are you putting yourself in that situation, multiple times, all the time?
Wow.
And so and I hate that for Sharmin because Sharmin, her main issue that she likes, to protect women with is protecting them against rape. And she was talking about something in the NFL. What was it, Sharmin? You were very concerned with the sex trafficking.
Right, that was her story. Her story is that she was drugged and gang raped at an NFL party by NFL executives and players, and that it was part of their trade score. The players were being forced to participate in this by the executives as part of their trade score.
I'll help you find her.
Wow.
You want me to help you find her?
I tracked her down to the sheriff in Philadelphia. Her mother works for the sheriff in Philadelphia. And the sheriff gave me the impression that Zarina wasn't her name.
Oh, geez. Okay, I'm getting a caller, Cathy. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
So here's my question. I learned from them the importance of honor, among samurais, like to not dishonor someone and to honor yourself. Otherwise you mismatch with people. You become something you're not. So, in terms of honor, they also teach, to when someone's talking, to actually ask them, are you just venting or are you open to receiving positive feedback? So the favor I want to ask is, I want to ask you to ask David if he's open to receiving my positive feedback, and then
he's talking about my boss right now. Eric, off topic.
Because my question is, what role does honor play? And I want him to ask her if he's open to
No. He's talking about people that are not affiliated with the show. Okay.
Oh.
So, all right. So what I'm seeing here, this is crazy. So, so you think this is a person that's just making up stuff?
No, I mean, and what's funny is now there's like all of a sudden when I started thinking, I'm like, oh, Zarina Hameen. Yeah. No, she's a wackadoo.
Yeah. So stay away from people like that. Something I noticed recently in my life is I used to think it was okay to hang out with like wackadoo crazy people. And I used to be entertained by it. But then recently I found myself getting into trouble with those people. And I just noticed, man, I got to just cut those crazy people out because I'm going down with them.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know what? They will try to suck you down. They totally will.
Yes.
And I completely, wow.
Yeah, it's just wild.
Because she flew out. She acted like she was this big time executive person too. But she was not at any kind of NFL executive parties.
Yeah, I don't go to any parties anymore, Kathy. Really, I mean, they're just a recipe for a disaster.
It is.
And, I mean, really, what can happen
You
at a
should
party?
come up here, hang out with me. You should see the lake. It's beautiful. I'm going to go 4-wheeling after this.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
Send pictures.
I will for sure. Gosh, that was crazy. But no, but think about, okay, here's what I want to think. So what happened to her that makes me so sad?
It's sad. No, it's sad because it's a very broken, sad person that does something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is not, I mean, I felt very depressed in my life and very like out of control and, bipolar type, but never to the point of doing something like that. So you have to think of the mindset that person is in to falsely and wrongly accuse people of something. That person is hurting so tremendously. And they're in just such bad shape. I mean, that is a dangerous person that could be dangerous to others and themselves.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I got to tell my friend Mike that what she just came out from under the rocks again.
Yeah, absolutely. So on your podcast, Kathy, are these the type of issues that you want to uncover? What is your podcast? What are you going to be talking about?
Okay, so actually, the podcast is not even on a podcast station, but it's on a new app that I sent you the link for called Breakout.
So I'm following 2 people and they're both named Cathy on there. I hope they're both you. So Breakout, is it breakout.com? How do people follow you so they can watch your podcast? Hopefully more people will come out of the woodwork.
So that's hysterical. I'm sorry. So it's Breakout. It looks like this.
Okay, it's a room. It's much like that other room. What is
it's
that
like
room?
Clubhouse.
A clubhouse. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. So I brought. I want to introduce the founders of it to you.
Okay.
You'd love to have them on.
Oh, that would be
great. Talking like starting a company with 5 guys and then making it like in 3 years, a number of 500 out of 5,000 and the Inc. 5,000.
Yeah. And so how many users like do they have that? Like, cause I know
they're brand new. I mean, Clubhouse is like crazy, but I know a couple weeks ago, just without any advertising, they were already up to 3,000.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's something. They're growing. But is that the only place your podcast is going to be on, though? Don't you want to put it on YouTube or?
I do want to.
Okay.
So, but I'm just bringing it back. But the F word, what we do is we talk about faith, family, finance, football, friends, philanthropy, whatever, So I just, what I always would do is bring on different guests. Like I had Freeway Ricky Ross on one week, just talking about different things. You look so much like my son's girlfriend. It's
really
crazy. Yes, she's beautiful like you.
Nice.
Yeah, I think she is. She's darling.
Oh,
she's
good. Well, I'm going to support your podcast however I can,
and I'm going to support yours. Whatever I can do for you, love, and whatever I can do for your business. So if you're in LA and I need people to come and will you tell me about your business?
Okay. Yes. So
I'm going to wave a magic wand and whatever I can do to help you because I support women wholeheartedly.
Same here. So what we do here is we're Kermit and Friends and we're an open community. We're open for everybody. So we have a large community that we have a fan club that talks every day, all day. And then I bring guests here to get to know new people. And we have musical guests and we have co-hosts. And it's basically just like an interview show with a bunch of crazy people on it. And we have a COO and we have a CEO and we just have, we have a reoccurring cast. So whenever we could bring in new people that are interested in promoting their ideas and their shows, I just love that. And so that's why, I was just so thrilled to have you on today. And I want everybody.
I'm so thankful. I mean, I really am. I mean, it's interesting times for all of us. COVID, like I said, COVID has done a number.
Yeah.
It's still kind of happening. Like I said, I just lost one of my NFL guys Thursday. So I'm still kind of reeling.
A football player died Thursday?
Yes.
COVID?
That's the word I'm getting. And he was a really good man, strong faith. So at least, I know where he is. But yeah, his name is Tanao Alapate, 54 years old. They had the Vikings alumni weekend 2 weeks ago. And I didn't go because my dad fell and broke his kneecap. He's 83. So I didn't go down there. It was the first time I wasn't there for years, but He was there and he was fine, but it was like a super spreader kind of event, because nobody was wearing masks, and he, from what I hear, was not vaccinated.
Oh, and he wasn't wearing a mask and he wasn't vaccinated. So would you say that's like a recipe for disaster?
Yeah, because and like John Randall, Ben Williams, these guys were telling him, you need to get vaccinated. He goes, why? I'm healthy. And now he's gone.
Yeah. So I want to
That's what's
address
so
a
sad.
person here. This guy is writing in the chat, KAFCOO threatened school kids. Please address that, and viewers demand to know what this is about. See, this is a problem. So this is a problem that we have here. So we have a COO named Bob. This is Bob. Bob, people are coming out against you at like record numbers. Why is that, Bob?
All of these people run together. They've been following me for years. Several of them been trying to take me down for years. They're not getting anywhere. This whole rumor mill that just started up, they're always dreaming up a new rumor. See, this is why I went to jail right there. Not because I threatened kids or any school, but because I called the police about phishing. Phishing is when they use your email or your phone number or both to go into a website and type out like a thread or whatever and use your information so that they think it's you. I've seen airports shut down personally. I've been in the mix of watching this go down. And we even tracked a guy down through Interpol out there to Greece who did it one time. This is all true stuff, by the way. And I can bring that guy on here for you if you want, Elisa Jordana. He's crazy.
I'm just
but I can bring him on here.
concerned because the mother of the children is in the chat now, and everybody's saying, please listen to this person. The mother is in the chat watching this right now.
No, she's not. But if she is, bring her up, because I could fill her in exactly what went up. And somebody did post more of that video than just what they've been showing you. What they did is cut out a little part of it. So here's what happened. So somebody went and committed phishing on me. I went to jail for false calling 911, which I never dialed 911. So I'm looking forward to that court case. And then as soon as I got out of court at the end of the week, I go up to the police department. They got a hold of the FBI guy who this happened to in Louisiana.
Hold on, we're getting a caller. Hold on, Bob. We have a caller. It's Rob DeHaven. Yes, Rob.
Yeah, I'm calling in. I just wanted to know what this is all about. I saw these clips. Let me turn my sound down. I'm really concerned. With the story he's telling, I understand his story. I can make it a whole lot shorter than him. He got in trouble just recently. The police wanted to look at his emails because there were threatening emails to the schools around his area, around his home. He blames it on this phishing thing, which is that whole long story. Well, that went to sleep. Now, in the fan club, he threatened a friend of mine's children, a friend of everyone's children. And his exact quotes were, if that kid goes back to school, then I'll have his ass beat too. And it goes deeper than that. And we're all trying to get some attention on this and get someone to shine a light on it. And let's dissect it. It may take more than one show. It may take more than this little 2-minute bit here we're doing, but we need to look into this and examine it.
Okay, so you're concerned for Christina's children?
Oh, I'm very concerned. He's made several threats that we've taken clips of, video clips of.
Bob, is that true?
No. What they do is
You're saying it's not true, Rob. Rob, just come on camera.
These people are loony bin. What they do is they make up little things, and they'll go in and make pictures that don't exist. It's called character assassination.
Yeah.
The reason I was arrested for supposedly calling 911, that actually did take place. So therefore, I could not have been falsely calling 911 anyway, right? Even if I did dial 911, but I didn't dial 911. So I'm not going to be found guilty of that. But, or the other deal, the police came to my house, took my computer down to the police department, and I did allow them in my email, and they copied every single email that guy from Greece had sent to me or that I may have sent to him. And because this guy's crazy. but he no longer lives in Greece. He now lives in Germany. So they know the truth. Rob knows the truth, exactly what took place. But what he does, because he's Antifa, is he changes the story around to try to make it look bad.
Who's Antifa here?
Rob DeHaven. He started out with Occupy Wall Street. He was an organizer. Rob started up LibertyRush.com, a social network, just specifically so they would have a place to communicate in private, so they could plot to go attack people or throw bricks or rocks or eggs at people. And then when Censura Taylor started up Antifa in America, who did she use to start it up? The ex-members of Occupy Wall Street, because all of the leaders of Occupy Wall Street were arrested, mainly for robbing armored trucks and banks.
All right, so I have a clip of you. Let's see, screen recording. I just did this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's check this out of Bob.
Through shoddy maintenance. Because they know I'll bring it all up again. And this is way before 2016. Years and years and years before that. Shit against me except for my best friends. One of which is coming on a Sunday KF show. And I'm going to tell you again, Rob DeHaven, this is how dumb you are. I mentioned a veteran with 28 years of military service. 28 years. Rob DeHaven assumed it was Douglas Dakota. He goes over there whispering bullshit into his ear. I got that covered. Rob, he knew. He knew before he even talked to him who was coming on Sunday. It wasn't him. Elisa Jordana knows. Leaf knows, I'm pretty sure. But you don't know. You don't have a clue. Do you know why? Because we're not telling you guys who the hell's coming on live stream before Sunday. Actual live stream. You dumbass. See, you only get one chance over there to pull your bullshit, and you don't pull that string. You tried to pull it again, Rob. You tried to screw over Elisa Jordana again. You did it with the Gorilla Glue.
Okay, so this is a long clip, but Bob, you're muted. Okay, now he's gone. Anyway, I think Bob is innocent. I mean, I must say that. I think that Bob is the innocent one. This other guy, Rob, is calling guests, finding out who he thinks the guest is going to be, trying to take them away from the show. How could I be on that guy's side?
You know, today, all I typed in the Discord was, I like Bob. And for the next 2 hours, I was being completely attacked just for saying I liked Bob. I feel Bob's entertaining. I feel he does a lot for the show. He is good. You know, I don't know the ins and outs of whatever he does, but from the evidence I've seen, he did not make any criminal threats. He didn't do anything to break the law. So I'm Team Bob.
I'm Team Bob too, and I don't like just all these people coming against him. That is just very uncomfortable for me, and I just hate it, especially since he's COO, and I have a lot of respect for him. And the other guy, Rob, was trying to take away who he thought was the guest today, which is Douglas Dakota, when it wasn't the guest. I had to be quiet about who the guest was. I didn't tell anybody Cathy was coming on because I was afraid that Rob DeHaven would start calling her.
Correct. And he would have.
Yeah, he would have. So we just got to be careful here. We can't announce any guests. Bob, obviously you're innocent, and I feel really sorry that everybody's coming after you like that.
Well, it's just this little clique, and that's it. And maybe one other. And Maddie's trying to learn how to be a TTC talker, but you know, Maddie don't hate nobody. He's a very big-hearted guy. So
exactly.
Bologna, I think Bologna just does it to have fun. I don't know outside of that. I don't take anything he says too seriously.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's just, I mean, if anything, I think it is entertaining how upset people get by you. I think a lot of them are jealous. And that's kind of sad to me because, you know what? Everybody should just have fun here and don't worry about who's getting the most attention or, you know, who's COO. Don't worry about that. Just enjoy, just enjoy being here. That's what I think. I mean, look at Sharmin today. Sharmin, aren't you happy that
Yeah.
now we cleared the air with you and Cathy? I mean, you and Cathy can be friends now.
Well, we're messaging each other. We're going to have a very nice conversation, and I'm going to like, just share it all with her. And I've sent some pictures back and forth. She doesn't know the girls who were also there. Maybe if we put their picture out, we can find them. And I think personally, knowing that they didn't commit suicide and they're really alive, and
Wait,
they're
they're
not
alive?
these horrible victims, and they're actually just normal people, and they were just pulled into a story. And I think that would be kind of nice to meet them and know that they're decent human people, and they weren't assaulted, and they weren't hurt, and they were just brought into a lie. I kind of like to meet these girls.
Those people you thought were dead and they're alive?
I don't know. Maybe they are. If my campaign manager lied about so many people, right? She lied about Cathy. She told lies about me. She lied about the people who assaulted her, right? She told so many lies. Surely these other people weren't actually victims. Surely these other people who she says were victims didn't commit suicide. I have lived with the feeling that I was responsible for somebody committing suicide for a couple of years now. And I'd love to get that weight off my shoulder. Love it.
Wait, you thought you were responsible?
She told me that she was in connection and communication with 2 other victims that were assaulted at that party. And when those other victims found out about me, they committed suicide because of my connection to the abuser. My campaign manager accused somebody I know of being her rapist and of being this horrible serial rapist that abused these other people. And as soon as these other people found out about me, they committed suicide.
And you thought that the whole time?
I have thought that was a possibility. Eventually, at some point in time throughout the last couple of years, I just accepted the fact that this woman that I hired was crazy. And I tried to believe that it was all just a fake story, and there was nothing I could do about it, right? The police wouldn't help me. There was no recourse for me. And I would love to get to the bottom of this entire story. And I would like to see her be punished for her false accusations. She has caused a lot of trauma and a lot of people's lives with her lies.
How long have you been carrying this and feeling guilty about it?
Since December 18.
Wow.
I'd love to put an end to this. I'd love to know that this story she made up was just a big lie. And I believed her, and that's my own fault. But I would love to make amends for whatever problems I caused in the process of believing her bullshit. And I would like to see her be punished for her lies. People making false accusations about rape damage all of us. They damage real victims. They damage abusers. They damage men who are afraid to be around women because they are afraid of being falsely accused. This is a huge issue. It is something that I feel very personal about because it impacted me personally, but because I care about victims. And I see that 98% of rape accusations are honest and truthful, and they don't get investigated because of 1 or 2% like this person. 1 or 2% of this person making false accusations make it impossible for true survivors to get justice. And I would like to see that end. Absolutely. I'd like to see her be punished for the damage that she has caused. My life, my relationship with my children. Yeah, I want some justice on this one.
Wait, how has it affected that? How did it affect your children?
This story led into it played into my divorce, into my relationship with my children. This story is much more complicated than what I have told already. She accused somebody I know.
Okay. It's just crazy she was able to do this. Like, She didn't have any proof. It was just hearsay.
And every time I tried to get proof from her, she would just go off the deep end. And it is notoriously difficult to deal with rape survivors because we're so emotional.
Yeah. So you think people believe those who are more emotional less?
Yeah. As soon as we start getting emotional, people shut down and don't want to deal with us and don't want to talk to us. And it is hard to control your emotion, especially on something like this, and as a survivor, it triggers me and it gets me right into my feels. And I can't get justice for the things that happened to me, right? The cops won't help me. She impacted she made such a huge impact in my life. And I don't know that I will ever fully recover from it. I'd like to, though. I'd really like to.
It's just crazy that this woman had such an impact on you and your life, not just your campaign, but your family, this one person.
This one person.
Why do you think she was able to infiltrate your family like that and your life?
I think I hired opposition research. I think that she came with the specific purpose of destroying my life, and she did a spectacular job of it. Look at all these tears in my makeup. What was the point? But she did a spectacular job of just completely destroying my life. And if that's what she was hired to do, she did a great job. Let's find out who she is and who her boss is. Everybody needs to be held accountable. You don't get to run around making false accusations against your opposition just for the fun of it. There needs to be consequences for this.
Well, there's good news. Cathy is offering her help.
Oh God, I'm looking through things. I'm all of a sudden all this anger that she caused me.
You didn't even know that you were involved.
I didn't even know my name was ever brought up in anything.
She would get angry at me and she would yell at me and she would compare me to you and she would accuse me of being just like you. She accused me of coordinating and executing gang rapes for the benefit of this person I know. And that's so far from anything I would ever be involved in.
Oh.
She pitched you like you brought her to this party for the purpose of her being abused. And you set her up and left her behind.
Okay, hold on. I'm just getting a caller, you guys. 1 second. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Hi, yeah, I wanted to speak with Sharmin briefly. So basically, she was accusing you of being like a Ghislaine Maxwell type.
Correct.
Like
Correct.
you've orchestrated all these girls
Correct.
or these guys to rape and have sex with. That's what she's been accusing you of, right? So
Correct.
we can wrap our head around that because we've all heard about Jeffrey Epstein. And we know all about, obviously, about Ghislaine Maxwell. So that's understandable. You'd be traumatized if, obviously you didn't do that. So that's a hell of a thing to be accused of. And,
that's insane. Sharmin, how could they accuse her of that? How could they? I mean, is it on the internet? Did they put it on the internet? How did they?
She was blackmailing me, threatening to release all kinds of documents on the internet.
And she didn't release anything, though.
She wrote horrible book reviews about me. You're welcome to go to Goodreads. You're welcome to go to Goodreads and read the horrible lists of book reviews that she put out about me. And it all started on April the 24th of 2020. She picked specific dates to do specific things for a reason, because she picked dates that were important to me to make it more traumatic.
I can't believe that they accused you of that, and that why do you think she did that? Why?
I think she's opposition research, and I think I have no drama. I have no scandals, so she had to create them. As a candidate, as a political candidate, I have no baggage. I have no drama. There's nothing you can say about me, right? Because it's just not true. I haven't done anything. I'm like a Girl Scout. I I didn't participate in a lot of fun because I wanted to get involved in politics. There's a lot of things I could have been doing with my life and having a lot more fun, but I wanted to get involved in politics, and I don't want to deal with a scandal. I don't have time for it or the energy for it. No, nobody wants that. And so what I have is a campaign manager who showed up in my life and started getting information about me and creating scandals.
Wow, I can't believe this. Kermit and Friends, what? Kermit and Friends.
Can you put Sharmin back on?
She's here. She's here. What's up, Eric?
Yeah. So the question is, are you just venting, or are you open to receiving positive feedback? Because I don't know if you've ever heard the story of Alex Honnold, the world's greatest free solo rock climber, probably the greatest athlete of all time. So he soloed El Cap without rope, soloed Half Dome without rope. So when he climbs a rock mountain without any rope, and he experiences this thing called risk, which is he's had friends go up without rope and they have not come back. And so it's not playing victim to him. It's just the risk of the rock wall, and that's all there's to it. So one time I took a risk, Sharmin, and I met Elisa, and she asked for a ring. So I gave her a friendship ring, and then I asked for it back, and she was really sad. So I asked her to marry me, and that was the risk I took. But that's why I think it's important to be able to ask and receive, and to be open, to letting, like George Bush. I got my lifeguard license, my lifeguard instruction at the same girls' camp where Obama's kids went. One of my best friends, she went to school with Obama.
Are you Team Sharmin, Eric? Are you Team Sharmin?
Yeah, I'm Team Sharmin. It's just to be open.
Okay, that's all I want to.
And what is it?
Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you, Eric. Okay, that was Eric. Team Sharmin, which we all should be. Everybody enjoy WAP.
Down in Mississippi where the sun beats down from the sky, they give it up, they give it up, give it up, they never ask why. Daddy was a rolling stone. Whoa, run away one day and never came home. It ain't hard to understand, this ain't Hitler's master plan, what it takes to be a man. And in my mind, in my brain, rolling over like a steaming freight train, it ain't hard to ascertain. You only see what you want to believe, you up with the back with the tricks up your sleeve. That don't mean I can't hang the day that I died, for the day that I shut my mouth, put down my guitar. Sunday morning, church down at the bar. Get down on my knees and start to pray. Whoa, pray my itchy rash will go away. Y'all, it ain't me. Kentucky Fried Chicken is all I see. It's a hell of a way to start your day. And if I make you cry all night, me and Daddy gonna have a fist fight. It ain't personal, it ain't me.
With the green gang, it's a mean thing. Got the block shot down like Pyongyang. We strap, purple getting clapped. Green like the cash that we keep stacked.
He's a killer, straight up thriller. He green and he mean like a drunk caterpillar. So back down, there's a green town. Doing green stuff, ripping that green grass.
Taking what we're taking and breaking them with the green. Saying no one's on the screen, take the streets while they scream. Wait, what's that? Is Purple Gang rapping? Nah, fam, it's the sound of purple cheeks clapping.
What's that? It's the boys rolling up, and Juicy's got a cat. Oh no, Eddie got the snow. Josh and Molly driving en route to the studio.
Okay, so what should be on the wrap-up show today? What do you think, Bob? What should the topics be?
Woo. Well, I was a little disappointed my buddy didn't make it in here today. I'll have a talk with him and try to set something up for maybe next Sunday.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about that.
He's not afraid to come on. He's been on my live stream in the past, and he's been on others. So,
okay, all right, yeah, no, don't worry about it. I was thrilled with Cathy, and she's, we just cleared so much up today, and there's still more. with the Sharmin
Yeah.
story. You know, there's obviously more there. So if you're connected with Kermit and friends, obviously reach out to Sharmin and reach out to Cathy and everybody involved. Bob, if you want your story heard, if you want to get to the bottom of something, I think Kermit and friends is, hold on 1 second. Kermit and friends.
Hello.
Hi, Kermit and friends. How can I help you?
Hello, it's Dave. I just wanted to ask you, I understand that John Melendez is angry at you for some reason, and I just wondered if you could talk about it, what was going on.
Yes, he is angry at me. So I have a clip of that. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. Jelly John and Tammy. Okay, so here, let me bring up this clip. Hold on 1 second. It's Tammy. It's a person named Tammy and John talking about me. 1 second.
Before we even get into it, all those goofy people that call John, I love, never is going to change my opinion on who John Melendez is.
Oh, you mean the trolls?
Just any of those trolls, the Elisa Jordanos that pretend to be your friend and go on and say bad stuff about you. I wanted to call and smack her because if you're friends with you, your friend, like friends accept people where they are in life. You know what I mean? And
Put it this way. Tommy.
Show. She banged Benji and he let her submit. Come on.
Tammy, that chick Elisa is such a sad description of a human being. She is a horrible.
Well, I don't want to say anything. Being. Listen, I'm not in the business of picking on people, but
but I'm saying like she begs me to do a show and then she has me on and sabotages me. It's like,
well,
you know, and she calls up people to come on to trash me while she begs me to do her show because she
lied to Heather. She whatever is. But I'm telling you, she lied to Heather. She told that like she was a staff writer for Stern Show. You banged Benji and you submitted. We were all there. Especially I know the fact because in 2013, 14, 15, I was at Sirius XM Studios all the time with Jenny McCarthy being a co-host for her. So
like the number one reason why I really hate that clip that I just played is because I don't like when women say, oh, like she banged somebody to get that position. I hate that. Like women, like you saw Cathy and Sharmin today. Like that was the opposite of that. You know, we want women lifting each other up the way Sharmin and Cathy were able to connect. Not how a comedian or someone says, oh, she like fucked somebody to get that role. I hate that. Don't say that about other women. Right, Dave?
Yeah, I agree with you. And also as well, as I understand it, weren't you and Benji weren't even an item, were you, when you first went on the show? And
it's just like really stupid. So like I don't even care.
Like an accurate thing to say.
Exactly. And you know what, Dave, I don't even really care what people think I worked at or used to work at or work at now. It really doesn't matter, but it's just annoying in general. Whenever I hear women saying that, that's something that fucking asshole men say. That's not something that women are supposed to say about each other. Just don't do that. Don't do that. You know that you fucked many, many people and got nothing, okay? So, you know, just stop. Just stop saying that about other women. It's a horrible thing to say, and it's just wrong, and it sets women back. So let's set women forward like what Sharmin and Cathy are doing. Let's not be like this like Tammy Piscatelli woman and try to put women down for who they fucked or who they didn't fuck or where they worked or where they didn't work. Who cares? I don't care where she works. I don't know one job she's ever had, and I've never heard of her until she said that, but it's annoying.
Yeah, I agree with you. That is really annoying. And also with, just in case, like, I don't know, maybe people aren't clear. So John Melendez was on your original run of Kermit and Friends.
Yeah, he was.
Had like a disagreement on the program, and then he seemed mad at you for a long time, and then he came back on a month ago, and I watched the program, and I don't really get what he would be upset about because nothing particularly controversial seemed to happen to him on that program. Like, what's his beef?
So here's the problem, Dave. This is something I don't like about men. I don't think you're like this, but something I don't like about men is this guy John has been trying to date me for like almost 10 years now, okay? I had no interest 10 years ago. I have no interest now. I've had no interest in the time in between, okay? There's just nothing for me there in any way. Personality bad, looks bad, financially bad. Did I say personality bad? Because that's the really big one. His personality is terrible. He's unfunny. He's the opposite of funny. I've never met someone less funny. The only time when he's funny is when he's on Kermit and Friends. And really, that's where he should be. That's where he belongs.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, I don't think you and he would kind of walk off into the sunset in like a romantic Valentine's Day type dream, like maybe he was hoping for.
Yeah. And then, like, I invite him to a group setting. He's complaining about the bill. This is just not a dream guy. He says that I only fuck celebrities. Like, my dream guy doesn't say stuff like that. He just doesn't talk like that. John has no class, and he knows it. He knows he has no class. I'm pretty sure he knows. If he doesn't know, that would be weird. But I don't like the way he talks about women. And he's just very angry if you reject him. And I'll never not reject him because just the way he is terrible. And he would show up at my apartment. I mean, just everything's wrong with that guy. And I feel bad because honestly, I really do like him on Kermit and Friends. I think this is the one place where he's understood.
And also as well on Kermit and Friends, like he's not in the same room as you. Which
that's perfect.
Distinct advantage, yeah.
Yeah. No, any setting where he's not in the room is a very good setting.
Yeah, I just wondered like he just seems to be really angry. But then also, like, if he'd been trying to date you for like 10 years, maybe it'd be a good idea if he tried another approach apart from being kind of hard work all the time, because he didn't seem to be getting him very far.
Yeah, no, he it's weird. Like, you want to say, I want to say that, like, oh, if he just tried harder, but no. There's nothing that he can do. There's nothing. There's people that I like out there that I can't do anything. It's just that rejection is part of life, Dave. It's a hard part of life. There's people that I want that I can't get to. So I understand why he's upset, but he is just very salty right now, and I just don't like that. It's saltiness and bitterness is just unappealing.
And then how did this, like the lady who was talking just then, so how did she get involved with all this?
What lady? Oh, Tammy? Oh, she was a guest on his. So he has a podcast that's on his balcony, and he invites different comedians on it. And she was there, and she saw my interview with Heather McDonald, and she didn't like what I said about John, and then so she decided to strike out at me by saying that I fucked Benji for my job. It's like, who keeps track of that? It's weird and unusual that she would know or think that, or why she would even care about it. But who knows? Everybody's weird in this world. I'm starting to think I just don't even want any friends, Dave. They just cause trouble.
Yeah, you could just call the show Kermit and lose the.
Yeah, just Kermit. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. That's actually a really good point.
Because dogs don't ever cause any problems at all. I bet you
never
fallen out of Kermit.
Never. Now, you know what? Friends, I think as an adult are very strange. Friends as an adult cause a lot of problems. You can't really trust anybody. And, John, I felt like I was actually very nice to him and very good to him until he started saying that about me. He blamed me for what Cyan Z said. And Cyan Z is Cyan Z. I'm not Cyan Z. You can't blame me for what Cyan Z does anywhere, or what he says, or what he's like. That's just he's a part of Kermit and Friends, just like everyone is. And John's just a big baby.
Well, and also as well, like, Kermit and Friends is a live program and people are talking. It's not like you script Kermit and Friends.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was reading out your script. Like, people can come on and say what they like. And also, John would know that because he's worked in radio for years.
You would think he would know comedy. You would think he would know anything at all. But no, he just really doesn't. He's just, I'm not sure. He's just acting like a baby. He's very immature. He doesn't understand comedy or anything. And that's just that. So, if he wants to come on Kermit and Friends, my door is always open. But I just won't date him. And I don't like when people say, oh, you have to go to dinner with me or I'm not going to come on Kermit and Friends. That's I just hate that. I've had like at least 5 people do that. And but I do not regret the dinner I had with him because I think he was beautiful on this show. And I think everybody should watch that episode of Stuttering John on Kermit and Friends because it was a thing of beauty.
Well, the thing is as well, though, like, it's kind of an odd thing because if you're in like a romantic kind of thing, that's what he was kind of hoping for.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better if like you were enthusiastic rather than he was kind of twisting your arm? Oh, I'll be a guest if you go to dinner with me. Like, I don't think that ever leads to like a long-lasting romance.
No.
Like, that's not the right way to go about it.
Listen, John's bad with women, but I'm also bad with men, so I can't really make fun of that. But he's very bad with women. No woman would like that. No woman would like being threatened or, ultimatums. Nobody likes an ultimatum.
No, not really. Like, you kind of want, like, if you're going to date someone, you kind of want both people to be excited about the date. Otherwise, it's a real waste of time.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it's a waste of time. No, he's a waste of time. I'm not going to deal with him anymore. If he wants to come on Kermit and Friends, like I say, my door is open. Super excited about what went down on the show today with Sharmin. That was really fun. I got my new co-host, Wheezy. Bob is in the clear. Are you mad at Bob for any of his actions?
And me, am I mad at Bob?
Yeah. Everybody seems to be.
No, I don't know. Bob can do what he likes. I don't mind. Like, everyone's okay. Like, I don't like run around finding enemies in.
Yeah,
in
it's weird when people do
like,
that.
Bob can do what he wants.
It's very, very strange when people are running around making enemies, and I find that odd. But, you know, I think everybody should love Bob. He's got a great spirit. He's trying to book guests. I mean, I appreciate that. He's really trying. So, you know, for people that try, I say, please continue trying because we appreciate you. For people that are trying to tear down things like that Rob DeHaven guy and others. I mean, Rob DeHaven reached out to Douglas Ducote thinking he was a guest, trying to get him not to come on the show. I mean, how can you respect that? It's just really, really something that I do not respect at all. Christina says, Bob's far from in the clear. You have a COO that threatened my son. I don't know what to say. You won't play the clip. I don't have the clip. If somebody gives me a clip of Bob threatening a child, I would play it, but I don't have that clip. I'm sorry, Christina. I'm here for you. I'm here for everybody here. I'm telling you, if you had a good clip for me to play, I would play it, but I don't have that clip. I'm very sorry. I mean, Dave, you see that I'm open to any suggestions, right?
Oh, yeah, you'd have played the clip, you know, already if you had anything that was interesting, because that's kind of how the show runs. The one thing as well with Bob, and I think Bob's like Bob is exactly a regular because he comes on every single week. Like, I don't think he's missed one show. Like, he's a
true Kermitarian. Bob is a true Kermitarian. He gets it. This guy, Rob DeHaven, does not get it, and all his little crew, they don't get it. Nobody gets it. Bob has spirit. And he's very childlike, and he just wants to have a good time. And I understand Bob so well. I have a love for Bob. He wants to come here and have a party. I'm going to throw a party for Bob. How's that? I'm going to throw a big party for Bob, and I'm going to spend a lot of money on it, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that probably would be fun. Like, to be fair, like, Bob does bring the excitement. When Bob turns up, like, everyone's enjoying themselves.
Exactly. So if you like Bob, you know, Dave, I'd love to have you here, obviously. I mean, anybody with a good spirit, that's kind, that wants to make friends and expand, like Wheezy, you know, he's making all kinds of friends now. That's what this is. And that's all it comes down to. It's not more complicated than that. You know, people are, everybody's saying, oh, he's threatening kids. He's threatening kids. I didn't see that. I didn't see it.
And as well, like, who has the time to be hating so many people? Like, I'd be exhausted.
I'm so tired.
Like, every single person I ever came into contact with, I had a problem with. Like, I wouldn't bother getting up in the morning. Like, let things go. It's too tiring.
I'm so tired, Dave. You could tell you're getting old when you don't want to do anything on the weekend at all. Like, I don't even want one plan. I have like 9 plans this weekend. I did like 3 things yesterday. I have 3 things today. I'm meeting Pinky after this. I'm meeting my other friends. I mean, I don't want to do anything, but somehow I'm like, oh, am I missing out? If I'm, you know, I mean, I want to sit in a chair all day, Saturday and Sunday. That's what I want to do. But, you know, I love my Kermit and Friends. That's the highlight of my weekend. And then, you know, I make all these other plans, but no, I don't have time to be like stalking people and talking to people's kids and calling places. I don't want to call anybody, you know, that I just don't want to. And it's weird where people want to, you know, contact these guests and get them to not come on. That's so strange for me. At least have them come on the show, then troll them. That sounds a lot more fun than having them not show up at all.
I think it's how people get your attention.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like if people misbehave, then they get your time. I think that's kind of...
this Wits In guy wants my attention so bad. You got an after show coming now, and you won't like it. I'm inviting you personally. See, he's going to do a hate show, which you think this is my first rodeo, Wits In? It's really not. I've done this for years. I've done it for about 10 years, this kind of thing. And it's not my first rodeo. You think this is my first hate show? You know how many hate shows I've had for how many hours and hours and hours and hours of people going on and on and on? No, this is not my first rodeo. I will be at lunch. I'm going to the peninsula. I'm having a beautiful lunch, and I might tune in from there, from the pool, to your after show. That's a hate speech show. Okay? I might.
Yeah, if you had like $1 for every hate show there'd been about you and Kermit and Friends, you'd be like a real wealthy lady.
Oh yeah, I'd be Elon Musk.
Exactly. And you seem to be doing fine, so they don't seem to be bothering you too much.
Thank you, Dave. Dave, how could people reach out to you? Because you're not in the Discord. Where are you?
I am in the Discord. I just don't talk that much, but I do like read everything on there.
Oh, you
And
do?
If people want to look, if people want to look up the Cold Heart Review, then they'll find me.
Oh, great. Okay, perfect. All right, wonderful. Okay, so everybody find Cold Heart. Oh, you got a new job recently?
Yeah, I write for 2 music magazines I'm writing for now, and they're coming out every month. And so I'm interviewing people and reviewing CDs and writing them all up, and it's getting published. And I had a weird moment the other day because I was walking around London and I went into the newsagents, and before, when I was waiting for a train, I would always just flick through the magazines that were there. And then I was flicking through one and I realized that I'd written for it. And it was the first time an article of mine had actually been published in a regular music magazine.
Wonderful.
It was a real little moment for me. It was really like a happy little thing, yeah.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Congratulations. And you know why you got that? Because you're a good person. You got a dream job because you're a good person and you deserve it. So I'm happy for you.
Oh, well, you're very kind, and thank you very much, and you're lovely.
All right. Love you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Take care. Bye.
See, that was Dave. That's actually, oh God, here's Eric. Yes, Eric. What, Eric? Eric, you didn't even turn your camera on today. What the hell?
I just wanted to say, we're here because I want to have a great long-term relationship. And so we love for our partners to prosper from doing business with us, and it's my intention to treat you fairly, Elisa. If at any point in our relationship you found that I was unfair to you, let me know, okay? And we'll go back and we will address it and we will fix it, all right?
All right, Eric. Whatever that means. Love you. Love you. Are you going to the wrap-up show? Oh, Gonzo. I got to hang up. Sorry. Hey, Gonzo.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, thanks for calling in.
Oh, no problem. I see Johnny B's in the chat. I wanted to make a voice of complaint if I could, just now that I have an audience to.
Oh yeah, sure.
Droppings. So Johnny B started a what's it called, Patreon, where he's charging us fans money each month, where he's going to give us like content,
Yeah.
And Johnny B, he has Man Cave Live every night on YouNow, which is
nobody can get on that YouNow thing. I tried to click on it. I don't want people to see that I'm on the YouNow.
It's like for fucking 13-year-olds.
No, I don't like YouNow. YouNow's horrible because you have to sign in with your email. Then everybody says, "Oh, Elisa's here." I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either, and so much so that I've been banned on like 17 different accounts, and I only set up accounts just to watch Johnny B. But I've been IP banned, so now I can't even create new accounts and get on. And I'm a paying customer to Johnny B, and he refuses to stream on YouTube or in Discord. So like, I don't know why he could just go in like the CAF Discord or his Discord and stream his show so I can watch him.
Or why doesn't he just go like a normal person and go on YouTube so anybody could watch? It's easy to see that. So much better.
He's a child. He likes playing video. He likes playing the little games on the screen, and he likes the little. I don't know. And it's very like after his show comes out, then it sends you into another show, another stream automatically, and it's always like 14-year-olds.
I know. No, I try to get on there. It's horrible.
If you can, I'm just hoping I can get everybody's ear to convince Johnny B to leave YouNow and stream on YouTube. He's very addicted to that stupid.
Yeah, stream on YouTube. That's the obvious thing.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying that's the obvious thing for him to do. I don't know why he wouldn't do that. It's the obvious thing, in my opinion.
And I'm paying each month for his Patreon, and he's not giving me any content. In fact, I'm banned from even watching him. I can't even watch him, and I'm the #1 Man Cave Live fan.
Yeah.
#1 MCO fan for life.
Wow.
And I'm the Fan Cave Live host as well. So.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Maybe you want to get your money back.
Yeah, that's not well. There's more to the story, but
Are there refunds? Are there refunds if you're a Johnny Bolton fan?
I don't want my money back. I also donated to he had a GoFundMe, and he deleted my comment on the GoFundMe. I'm just very upset with Johnny B right now. He's letting down his #1 fan. And,
wow, that's terrible.
You can talk to him.
All right, I will. I'll say I'll say my piece.
It's up to you. So.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Gonzo. All right, Gonzo. That was Gonzo. He's upset. Yeah, you know what? We try to be good to our fans here. We don't make you pay for anything. We just want you to contribute. We want you to contribute to the the village here. Yes, Brian.
Hey, this is just a question regarding T-Bob. Let me preface this by saying I'm a big T-Bob fan. But
Okay.
I just wanted to ask you, Elisa, a hypothetical question. If indeed you got video of him threatening kids or yelling at kids or doing anything towards kids, I just wanted to know how you would address it and handle it. That's all. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a good question. Gosh, do I like kids better or do I like Bob better? Let's see. Kids that I don't know or Bob that I do know that books guests here. That's a tough one. I don't know. But these are all important things that we're going to be discussing on the wrap-up show. Hopefully, Wheezy will be helping in some kind of... Are you going to help?
I don't know where the wrap-up show, but I'm definitely down to help.
Yeah, no one ever knows where it is. But I think a great topic is definitely Sharmin's story.
Yes.
Oh, what a deep and meaningful story. It's so juicy. There's so much meat to it. It's
Many layers.
Oh, there's so many layers. There's so many people to it. It's amazing. And her, I mean, I feel like she had a revelation today.
Yes, I'm glad she did too.
You know, Wheezy, sometimes we think something and we're so sure of something and we're wrong. We could be wrong. And you could think something, I mean, this is like 4 years now she's been thinking this. And I think she realized today, maybe we're not seeing it clearly, or maybe we listened to the wrong person. And that's a hard, I think she took it actually really well.
She did. I mean, it seems to have affected her life for like 4 years. And so it's probably a big weight off of her shoulders, I would imagine.
I would think so. I mean, this has affected her family. This has affected her career. This has affected everything in her life. Everything. So
I totally agree with you. You know, and it reminds me a lot of when I was hanging out with Joseph and Zach. You know, Zach would refuel his jet in Phoenix. He had a Learjet at the time. And one time Joe talked about risk. He said, you know, once you understand the risks, then it's just a matter of doing it. You know, but Zach Lumen, he's an old masonry family. His dad was very wealthy. He was there when they shorted the stock market. So he was able to afford his own jet. You know, but he's the kind of person who's hanging out with George Bush Jr. And he looked at me with his sunglasses. He pulled his sunglasses up on a walk. He said, here's what I do with risk. I eliminate it. It takes a lot out of you to be able to just say, I think Lucas said it well. You got to get out of your own way sometimes, you know, your own headspace, and just let this system run its course, for the love of God. Let it run its course, you know, not get in your own way. If someone comes to your door, just call the FBI and say, who's this at my door? You know, and just like, I got a life insurance license, had to do a background check with the FBI, you know, and now I can get 6 figures in my bank account. It's all about, you know, positivity at the end of the day. But I did want to ask you, Lisa, can you talk to David, you know, and just ask him, you know, if he's open to, because once upon a time he was open and cool with us getting hitched, living happily ever after. And if you can ask him, he's a very wealthy man. I know he's a very busy man. He's looking to make a return on his investment. I get it. But if you can ask him this week and just say, hey, you know, Eric would like to talk during the week. You know, do you feel like that would be, you know, in our best interest? You know, he may respond to that, you know, but I don't exactly know. But this show has been wonderful. I love your charisma. I love your sense of humor. You're very humorous. You're super funny. I gotta say, you know, it's not just your sense of humor and your charisma either. It's your capacity to look on the bright side of things like no one I've really ever interacted with. And I still learn so much from you every single day. So thank you, Elisa, you know, for your courage and your perseverance. And I hope in my heart that you feel honored in this one as a fellow compassionate samurai. Bob's a compassionate samurai. Kleenex is too. When you meet someone and they're up and up, they're honest with you.
Do you ever make sense ever? Or is there ever a time that you actually make sense?
Well, only in the moment. And, you know, I've learned that from Elisa as well. Good question. Very good question. Only in the moment, you know? Like, I remember when we were hanging out and I met you at that hotel and we sat down and first relaunched Kermit and Friends, and all of her fans were so excited for this. I went back and watched all of her shows because what's his name? One of our fans wanted me. He said, "You got to go watch all of her shows." So I watched all of her shows, and I remember hanging out with you and you just being so cool.
I got a real important question for you. Did you remember where you parked today?
Yeah. I've got my Acura just a couple blocks from here, and yeah. And if you're available, I'd love to hang out with you sometime again, Kleenex. But yeah, do I ever make sense? Yeah, I think Steve Jobs at some point made sense.
Didn't he die? Didn't Steve Jobs die?
Okay, you guys.
Anyway, my question. I want to just real quickly. You did a great job today. You did a great job today. I love the way you handled Sharmin's bullshit. I think what basically was exposed is she lives in her own world, and she'll believe just about anything anybody tells her. And to be abused by your own self-stupidity was amazing to me.
Wait, what?
Her self-pity is about her own self-stupidity. All of her drama is self-inflicted because she goes down and she just believes this horse shit, and she then professes it to be truth when she's done no research to get to the bottom of it. She's lived in, what did you say today? You lived in 5 years of agony because you believe a goddamn lie?
I said that this story started in December of 2018, yes.
The first thing most people ask is there a police report?
I asked for those. I asked for all that. I asked for medical records. I'm sure you think I just sat on my thumbs and didn't do a damn thing, Kleenex. I've seen the way you behave in your direct messages, especially to me. I see the way you behave on camera. You're different whenever you want to be. And so this is the mood you want to be today.
Well, at least I don't live in the goddamn false reality.
No, you live in a false reality too, for sure.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care about your opinion either, Kleenex.
Kleenex, you're wrong. He's wrong.
You're just miserable and you're just angry and you just want to be mean to people whenever you can. You get off on it. That's not what today's about.
No.
Oh, so
today was really powerful to get to the bottom of a good story. It's not powerful to you because it doesn't impact you.
Shut up.
Ah, shut up.
But Kleenex, why doesn't it impact you? That's what I'm curious about. Why would it not impact you? It was such a powerful thing. What if something like that happened to you? Can't you put yourself in Sharmin's shoes at all?
Well, kind of, but I just don't understand why you can't, try to resolve this for years by yourself.
We did.
No, I'm talking about before she came in here.
What part of the police have been involved in my life for several years over this story did you not understand? What part of I didn't feel like I could get resolution with the police because I wasn't sure what the truth was? Did you not understand? Like, I have been working on this for a long time. And it just hasn't been working out for me, right? And I got to the point where I didn't even know what to do next, right? The story's so convoluted. There's so many different problems to it. It's hard to track down. You can't get help from the cops.
Yeah, first of all, what you say sounds good, but it doesn't have any.
Well, nothing's going to sound good to you, Kleenex.
You don't know a fucking thing about me. Why don't you stop talking?
No, I just know what you like to say about me.
No,
I know how you like to act in my Twitter
I'm a
DMs, and then I know how you like to act in front of a camera whenever you run your mouth about me.
Well, I'm going to run my mouth about you because you can't take any criticism.
No. You like to run around and talk about how I'm damaged goods. You've been on plenty of shows talking about me. That's who you are, Kleenex. That's what you like to do. You like to insult women and belittle them every opportunity you get.
I don't want to insult women. I want to insult you. You're a pathological liar.
I'm the liar.
Yeah, you are. I'm going to insult you. Stop making this about other women. Okay, I have 4 wonderful sisters. I've got a great pool of female friends. I'm not insulting women. I'm insulting you because you're batshit crazy. You're as crazy as
And you
Eric
think
Driggs,
that's okay?
and you're
You
tra-
think that
I
because
think it's
I
okay
am
to-
crazy, it's okay for you to run around calling me
Okay, you know what?
damaged goods, call me a
You are
cunt, call me a
damaged goods.
liar. That's
You're
who
a
you
nut.
are, Kleenex.
You're a
That's the
nut.
type of
You're a
man you
nut.
are.
You're
That's how
you've
you treat
proven it.
women.
Oh, you're gonna tell
That's
me
how
how I
you
treat
treat
women?
women
Oh, yeah,
consistently,
sure.
right?
That,
You've
that's all
insulted
you got?
her. You've insulted me.
That's
You've
all you
gotten in
got?
your my
All you
DMs and
got?
Twitter and insulted your
Nobody
wife.
cares about
That's
your
the type of man you are.
Bye,
Your
bitch.
opinion
I'm
really
done.
means nothing to me.
Why are you in her DMs? That's weird,
Because
Kleenex.
he's the kind of guy who slides right into a girl's DMs.
Ugh, that's the
Ugh.
worst kind of guy.
No, I don't miss him.
Why, when guys slide into my DMs, do they all look like Kleenex? Really bad mystery. But anyway, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show today. I was thrilled with what happened with Sharmin, and I want to keep following that story to the cops, to the FBI, to everybody that's watching. Yes, Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
Oh, hey, I just wanted to say, does anybody here really feel that Kleenex was behaving in a way that was fair to Sharmin?
No, he wasn't fair to Sharmin. Because there's Eric, you were not like this.
That was not a fair.
No, it wasn't.
Right
And
That was a
Eric,
bit dirty.
Eric,
And
Eric, I'm
I
about to
don't
say something nice about you. I'm about to say something nice about you, so just be prepared. Okay?
Pause.
Yeah.
Your charisma, your attitude is just.
I feel so inspired for the work week. And yeah.
What were you saying, Eric?
Oh, I mean, here I am at this coffee shop. There's a huge there's a big bike group outside. There's a business. It's running and making money. And here we are, over a year later. I think it's understandable, right? I mean, is it understandable that, after such a long haul, someone like Kleenex would be a little tired?
Yeah, but I'm going to say something nice about Eric right now. Eric is not like Kleenex. Not all men are like that, just a vast majority of them. But anyway, to close the show, I just want to thank everybody so much for contributing to Cathy. That's halloffamefinancial.com. If you're a broke football player, please contact her and she can help you get out of debt, okay? So that's her main thing. She was fantastic today. Look what happened between her and Sharmin. What a beautiful thing. Being open-minded. A lot of people would have just shut down, but Cathy didn't shut down. She heard what Sharmin was saying, and they came to a resolution that was beautiful, and now they're going to be friends, okay? Stuttering John, I'd love to see you do that on your show. I highly doubt it. So to the cops, to the FBI, to all the children that Bob is contacting right now, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy our final song of the day from Wappy, and make sure you find the wrap-up show. No clue where it's going to be, but I'm sure there's going to be a hate show and a love show by Trumpster Bob. You should watch both. Join us in the Kermit and Friends Discord so you can keep in touch with everybody throughout the week. And thank you so much for watching Kermit and Friends.
Good. If you wanna live, baby, treat me good. I'm like a stepping razor. Watch my size, I'm dangerous, so dangerous. I'm like a stepping razor. Watch my size, I'm dangerous, so dangerous. If you are a bully, treat me good. If you are a bully, I beg you treat me good. I'm like a stepping razor. Watch my size, I'm dangerous, so dangerous. I'm like a stepping razor. Watch my size, I'm dangerous, so dangerous. If you wanna live, treat me good. If you wanna live, I beg you treat me good. I'm like a stepping razor. Watch my size, I'm dangerous, so dangerous. I'm like a stepping razor. Watch my size, I'm dangerous, so dangerous. If you are a bully, treat me good. you treat me good.